I'm live. Oh, well, we're live. All right.
We're live.
Yes. Did you say we're live or we're alive?
We're alive and we're live.
Oh, live and alive. That's awesome. I am excited. We've been, well, not we. I've been on hiatus for about 2 weeks on this showcase, Dan Finds. And today I have an awesome guest. I have Chris from Flip the World. I'm excited to talk to Chris. Chris is, I found Chris because Chris found me. So then I was watching some of his videos, and I'm super pumped to finally kind of talk to you in person. I just told you that backstage before I had some kind of technical difficulties. So hopefully everything goes smooth for the next hour, and we can discuss some stuff. I'm gonna see. Hopefully, you can get some people in here first, and I'll let you introduce yourself. But right now, I see we have Jen Closet Gems is in here. What's up, Jen? How you doing?
What's going on?
How you doing? Well, I guess let's just jump into it. So, because I'm already told you I was nervous. So if I pause to wait for people to file in, I'm gonna get too nervous of when I should actually start. So, Chris, why don't you just start by introducing yourself, and we'll go from there.
This is just going to be a conversation between you and me, and whoever else joins in. That's how we'll do it, man.
All right, cool.
No need for nerves. I am Chris. I am I would say the larger part of Flip the World. No pun intended. My wife Stacy is the behind the scenes. As of right now, she is in the other room, hog tying the children to keep them quiet for the next hour. And we are we're online resellers on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari. We dumpster dive anything you can think of to make money. We probably do or have done.
So let me just jump right in then. How did you get into reselling?
The main way we got into like actual like reselling as far as eBay, Amazon, things like that. We don't do Amazon anymore, but was when we started our pest control company, which we were trying to close at the end of the year after 5 years of running it to go full-time reselling. We needed a way to have startup capital, bring in more startup capital to buy supplies, and reselling was something that kind of fell in line with that. I stumbled across a video of Walter Blake Knobloch selling VCRs, and this was like 2017, and he had this video about how he was making 20 grand a year selling VCRs, and I'm like, this guy is so full of it that I am going to purposely go to Goodwill, buy a VCR, and record myself wasting my time and money just to show that he was a fraud. And I have no reason, like I didn't know him. I had no reason. I don't know why it irked me, but I bought a VCR. It was $7.99. I got it home, tested it. We listed it. And before we went to bed at midnight, it sold for $90. And nice. I messaged him an apology. He was like, "Who the hell is this guy?" We've just hit the ground running ever since.
Oh, so you've been doing it for about 3 years.
Yes, yeah. So we like to call it a part-time resellers with like a full-time mentality, because we don't really have like the full-time. So we only source maybe 2-3 times a week. So when we source, we buy a lot. And we kind of, whenever we have free time, we space it out, because with the number of children we have baseball practice and daycare and all kinds of stuff going on top of she's scheduling pest control, fielding phone calls for new services. I'm out in the field killing things. So time is something that's very limited, but hopefully by the end of this year, we'll be able to go on a more regular schedule and just be full-time resellers.
That's awesome. So you own a pest control service also?
Yes. Yeah. So we started a pest control company. I worked for, I ran another gentleman's company for about 6 years here in Houston. And then I realized that I had the same licensing and actually more credentials than he did, so I could just do it myself. So
you mentioned you're going to close it. Are you going to close it, or are you going to sell it?
So that's the tricky question. I haven't figured out what is going to be the best option, because I'm the type of person that doesn't like to have like an escape route. Mm-hmm. I like to go all in, and then it kind of puts my back in a corner and I have to succeed. So if I sell the company, I have no way to buy it back, because the people that usually buy small companies like this is going to be like your national brands, your Terminex, your Orkin, things like that. And then they just keep the same name and then just put like a division of Orkin. Oh, okay. So basically what they'd be buying is the name, the 5-star review, and then your customer list. So if I sold it to them, there's no way I could get it back. So I would literally have to, if reselling failed, start a whole new from scratch company with a name, license, everything like that. If I just shut it down, that gives me the option to bring it back if reselling doesn't work. So I would rather sell it because I don't want to shut it down and then have that in the back of my mind. Like, hey, if you have a bad month, you can always open back up.
All right, we got a couple people in here. I'm going to say hi to a couple people. I'm going to say hi to Jen already. I already said hi to Jen, but I'll say hi to you again, Jen. Hi, how you doing? Pickwell reseller, Danny. What's up, Danny? How you doing? Big Thrift Philly. That's Dan also. So there's 2 Dans in a row plus me. It's 3 Dans in a row.
3 Dans in a row.
Stacy Ann, is that your wife?
Yeah. What? You're supposed to be watching the children, woman. No.
Hey, Stacy. What's up, Back by Silver? How you doing? And see Sal. What's up, Sal? And Hillary. Hello, Hillary. So you just mentioned that you and your wife works behind the scenes, and you do this part-time basis, and you source maybe 2 days a week. And I just by watching you, I noticed that. Well, first off, I always forget to say this, but I have Chris's channel, Flip the World, is a first line in the description. It should be, hopefully. I know it's there. I'm pretty sure it's the first one. So it's there. So go check out his channel. You have really good videos. I really love your editing, and you drop a lot of knowledge, and then you put in some humor and do some. I love the editing part of your videos. They're really good. So
thank you.
Like, do you have some kind of editing background? Or is it just how you just learned?
No, I literally I use my phone for everything. I don't have a GoPro. I don't have a camera. I just use my iPhone, and I use iMovie, and then I just take a lot of takes. And then what I'll do is I'll have my like the bulk of what I want the video to be about, and then I'll go in and I'll watch it in the order that I think it should go in. And then if I see any spots where I could add in like a plug where I just like jump in and say something funny or do something, I'll cut and paste it into there. It's funny that you say that you like mine, but the reason I'm so excited to be on your show is because I think your bloopers and your nervousness is the best part of your channel. That's why I watch it. It cracks me up.
I get that all the time.
It's just the one that sticks out of my mind is you had one recently where you were in your car and the camera was like in your lap and you're like, oh, someone parked next to me. This sucks. And I was just like, this is awesome because I do the same thing, but I don't I don't show it in my reels or anything. But it's cool to see that someone else has the same kind of anxiety. Like if I'm in the parking lot trying to film like the opening scene with Goodwill in the background, and someone gets out of their car, I stop and I'm just like, oh.
I was watching one of your recent videos, maybe a couple weeks ago. You were filming before, and you're doing the intro talking about going inside the Goodwill or one of the thrift stores, and there's a car backing up. I'm like, how's he doing this with this guy backing up at the same time?
Inside, I was screaming. I was like, this is like my 90th take. I'm just gonna go with it. Like. Stacy is already in the car. The baby's crying. And I'm just like out here like, I can't do this with people. I can't do this with people.
What's up, Richard? I'd say hi to Richard. What's going on, Richard? Thanks for coming by. So I was I was talking about sourcing and then I got sidetracked. So you sourced a couple days a week, and I've noticed, well, not noticed, but you do curb shopping, dumpster diving, and the bins and thrift stores. Which is your favorite sourcing to do?
So I primarily like the bins the most, as far as like knowing that I can go there, spend some time, and actually get a good amount of stuff. Dumpster diving is the best treasure hunt when it comes to doing it, but you don't know, like you can go to 40 dumpsters and 38 of them are going to be just literally trash. And then you find an awesome item in one. So it's more of a crapshoot, but it is definitely something that we enjoy doing. And curb shopping, what we call it, it just came because we noticed that all the neighborhoods around us all seem to have heavy trash day around the same week. And we can just go around and find stuff that we can move quickly on Facebook Marketplace. And then also, we have little search things that'll pop up for keywords like free on Facebook Marketplace. So if somebody puts a listing and they put free as the price, it will get a notification. Now, most of the time it's somebody trying to sell like sneakers or something, and they just put free so it gets more watches, and then you click the description, but which is annoying.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that. Or they'll put $5, and then when you click on it, they're like, "This isn't $5." I'm like,
yeah,
it's $5.
Exactly. It drives me nuts, and that's why I don't do a lot of Facebook. Stacy handles almost 100% of the Facebook Marketplace. I will do like the meetup if it's like, if the person looks suspect or anything. But I mean, I've never had very good selling on Facebook Marketplace because my profile picture is like me with no shirt with a ski mask on. So like nobody wants to come pick up something from that guy.
Richard says he hates. Richard, what kind of bids? I love my bins.
Oh yeah,
best. Like I love the bins.
The manager at our bins actually bought one of our Goodwill Flip the World shirts, and she wears it. So
really,
yeah,
awesome. That's awesome.
Anytime I go to a Goodwill thrift store, though, they're always like, you could probably get in trouble for that, and I'm like, thanks.
Okay. What's up, Greg? How you doing? You get in trouble.
Oh man, that's another wild one. You, him, and me should have a podcast like the Wild Boys or something, because two of my favorites just crack me up.
Okay, so then how did you get into dumpster diving?
So honestly, I would say it's hereditary, but my mom used to pick up stuff off of the curb growing up in North Carolina. It was a small town. And she would always come home with like chairs or a lamp or a suitcase. And the worst would be like if our neighbors put out a bunch of stuff and my mom would be out there digging in broad daylight. And I'm just like, oh God, the kids at school are going to make so much fun of me. And then now here I am making videos for the whole world to see, jumping in dumpsters. So
I was excited to talk because my grandmother used to go trash picking, and she drove in my town. I mean, it's not small, but it's not like super big either. She drove like in the 90s, she drove an old like 70s wagon, and it was like, I don't know, green. And everyone in town knew who she was, and she'd drive around picking through the trash, and I was like, oh my God. And now today I've just been so excited because I just wanted the inside scoop on some dumpster diving stuff. I find it very fascinating. But as you're talking about my nervousness, I drive by the dumpsters and I kind of want to see what's in there, but then I just drive off. I'm just too nervous.
So I did that video recently of like dumpster diving, like, because everybody wants the point of view, style. I noticed like Taco Stacks and there's actually a guy from Houston that's comparable with Taco Stacks called Mike the Scavenger. Okay. They wear the chest harness and they do all point of view dumpster diving videos, and they have 300,000 subs each. And what I learned from their videos is people like really like that point of view, and I don't like it, mainly because I use my phone, and I'm so scared my phone's gonna fall off the little chest harness and just fall in something, and then and I mean I don't like trash as it is, so digging in it already is enough. So the fear of losing my phone. And then like I tried to record and I had it on my chest, and then like security came. I saw the lights before I heard them, and I just jumped out and then just took off running because I thought it would be hilarious if I just jumped out of the dumpster and took off running and filmed it with the guy in the background, like confused, like, why is this guy running? Because our security guards here don't have guns. So I knew I wasn't going to get shot. So I ran for like 100 yards, and then I was just so out of breath. I stopped and I walked back. I turned the camera off and I walked back to him, and I'm like, hey, sorry, I'm filming for YouTube. And he's like, what's YouTube? And I'm like, I'll leave.
What's YouTube? I want to say hi to Lauren. What's up, Lauren? How you doing? Jingle Meow. How you doing, Jingle Meow? Thanks for coming by. Did I miss anyone else? I appreciate everyone stopping by, hanging out with us. So if I wanted to get into dumpster diving, so your video, does it talk about I haven't seen this video. Is it kind of, do you have any videos about just what you need to know? Is there something you need to know to dumpster dive? Is it state by state, city by city, or like can you just walk up to a dumpster and just start looking through it? If it's not
So it's funny. There's different laws for each state. So the Supreme Court passed a law a long time ago that dumpster diving is not illegal, but each state has the right to determine what's considered private property.
Mhm.
So here, as long as it doesn't have a lock on it or a fence around it, you can pretty much get in it as long as you don't make a mess. Now, if security comes, they'll just tell you have to leave, but you're not going to get a citation or arrested or anything like that. So I do have a video like the 5 tips for beginning dumpster diving, and that's pretty much one of it. Is just Google whatever state you live in and kind of know your laws. I always tell people that it's better to try doing like neighborhood curb shopping first. Or if you have like a strip center that has a bunch of different stores, that's going to be your best bang because you can hit all of them at once and then just move on instead of trying to do like, oh, I'm only going to do Walmart dumpsters tonight. Because more than likely, a lot of bigger companies are switching to compactors, which is horrible. And I am terrified of getting squished in one, so I don't even mess with compactors. But the best thing is just to Google whatever your state town law is. But for the most part, it's not illegal nationwide. But if there's a lock on it, common sense, just keep moving.
Okay. I'm gonna say, hey, what's up, D? Hi, D. How you doing? Greg, let's see. Greg has something. Oh, my biggest dumpster fear is PetSmart dumpster. They throw all the hair from the grooming in there, and I'm always afraid I'm finding something dead. I won't touch pet store trash. That would be crazy.
So gross.
Where's your favorite place to dumpster dive?
So department stores usually, so I think it's nationwide that like Ross.
I was gonna say, I think you do a lot of Ross, right?
Ross, Burlington Coat Factory, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, all those stores are usually in the same strip center. And so in Home Goods, and there's another one, and you can usually just hit them all, and they all seem to do their returns the same way. If you buy a pair of jeans from Ross and you take them home and you take all the tags off of them and try them on and you realize you don't like them, you take them back to Ross, they don't have tags on them anymore. So Ross just chunks them. So, I mean,
Richard, don't sell my 500 subscriber sticker and make money. I don't know how much money you're going to get for that sticker, but you hang on to that. I don't know if it's you. Have you ever sourced from Dick's? I heard Dick's, like, they'll cut up the shoes or shorts and.
Yeah, so Dick's cut stuff up, and then certain stores, mostly like electronics or like cell phone stores, if they sell like small electronics, they'll cut the cables off of like vacuums and things like that. Certain Goodwills do that too. I don't know if anybody's ever thought of this, but Goodwills have dumpsters too, and they actually throw away a lot of stuff that gets donated that they don't deem worthy of selling.
Really?
Yeah, there's a lot of videos on YouTube of people going to Goodwills, dumpster diving at Goodwills, because they will throw away like single shoes instead of sending them to the bins, and like clothing or things that they think won't sell in their store. They'll just chunk them. So you can find stuff there, but a lot of times they'll cut the electronics, they'll cut the cables on them.
That sucks.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me, but
yeah, it's so dumb. That's pretty dumb. And so you live in Houston, and so you go. You do like when you source 2 days a week. Are you going 2 days a week? Are you dumpster diving 2 days a week, or is that just like a once a month type thing, and then you're sourcing at regular like the bins or thrift stores? Because in your videos, you guys have a ton of thrift stores in Houston, right? In the Houston area.
I think we have like 140 something different, and then we have 4 Goodwill bins locations. They're about to open another one, and we have like 5 or 6 like Amazon bin stores too.
Really? Do you go to those? Do you go to those?
I haven't been to any of those yet. I keep telling Dante, Prison of Profit, like, because he keeps talking about wanting to come to Houston. I was like, hey, if you come here, I'll go to one of those. But like, that's not the stuff that we sell.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really draw me. We really like shoes, and we like jeans. Like, I know you sell a lot of jeans too. Jeans are fun to sell.
Oh yeah, I like jeans.
It's super easy to list and store, and they're just, and people buy them.
Yeah. I was going to kind of talk about that. You source. You're always talking. You do a lot with the shoes, and some jeans stuff, and then when you have Stacy on it, I've seen her pick up other stuff, and that gets you kind of thinking about other stuff. And you like the shoes though, right?
Yeah, so I'm really into shoes and jeans, mainly because if you go to, I'm a big like analytics person, and when you go to eBay and just type in shoes and jeans, those are two of the most sold categories in 90 days. So it only makes sense to sell high sell through rate stuff, which is going to be jeans and shoes. And I mean, I look at it like everybody needs shoes, even if you only have one leg, because we sell a lot of amputee shoes too. Everybody needs shoes, and especially during the last year with COVID, people aren't spending $120 on shoes. People are more in the $25 to $50 range for pre-owned shoes, as long as they're nice. So we've been able to capitalize on that, and then just kind of build. But so if we source 2 days a week, it's like wake up, take the kids to daycare, and get to the bins when they open. And then we'll usually stay there for a couple hours. Our bins in the afternoon, they get a little crazy. So that's usually when we branch off, go have lunch, and then we hit our thrift stores that we've built connections with managers, and we'll walk in and they'll tell us right away, like, hey, we don't have any shoes, so we can just bounce to another store, or they'll be like, hey, give us a second, we'll go get some.
So do you just mentioned that you made connections with the Goodwill managers and stuff. Like, so how did you do that? You just walked in one day and just kind of told them what you do?
So certain places, yes. At the bins, all the time. Yeah. At the bins, I tell people, anybody that's in a blue shirt, it's a supervisor or a manager, I'll just tell them. I make it known. Obviously, I stand out pretty well. So when I walk in, when I walk into a Goodwill store, like a retail store, I'm usually like loud and obnoxious, or I stand out somehow. When we wear hats and you look like this, people notice. And then if you keep coming back, eventually what I do is I wait for the manager to go, weren't you here yesterday buying shoes? And I'll be like, yeah, actually, I'm a shoe reseller, so I buy in bulk. If you have more shoes in the back you'd like to bring out, I'll probably buy all of them. And then once they hear that, they usually tend to work with you, because believe it or not, they have a weekly quota, and so they want to make that quota.
Now, how did you learn that? Just by talking to them?
Yes. What happened so I know the bins have a quota too, but the retail store quota, every time I would buy over like 20 pairs of shoes at one time, the manager would always want to be the one to ring me up. And so eventually I was just like, all right, well, the worst they can say is they're not going to answer. So I'm like, hey, why do you always ring me up when I buy 20 pair? But if I buy 2 pair, you just let one of the regular workers. And they're like, oh, well, we put it under our tag ID. So they get credit for the number of sales they have. I don't know if that's just managers, but anytime we buy in bulk like that, the managers always want to ring it up.
See, Hillary says something about I've been making connections at the bins and local savers simply by showing up on a regular basis. The managers and cashiers recognize me and strike up conversations with me. You know what? I'll talk to. It seems like the newer employees for Goodwill, they'll make some kind of comment, and I'll tell them I resell. But most of there's a Goodwill right by my house, and they don't. I mean, I go in there almost every day for the last 2 years, and they hardly ever say a word to me.
Oh man, yeah, you got it. You just be like, hey, what the hell? I keep spending my money here. I mean, once you change, well, at least for us, once we changed our mindset from this is like a donation center to this is a for-profit business and they want to make money too. Mm-hmm. Once we started like that mindset and just looked at it like it was a Walmart or a Target, and we start spending money, they started paying attention to us. And then, I mean, we've never asked for like a discount. And I think that's where a lot of resellers get into trouble is they'll be like, hey, if I buy a lot, will you give me a better price? And sometimes that's not going to work. And it might deter them from even dealing with you. So what I always do is I'm just like, hey, if you let me come to the back with you, you can price whatever you want and I'll buy them all. That way you don't have to like go back there and pick what you think I'm going to buy. I'll just go back there and be like, I want all of these, you price them and I'll meet you at the front.
I like that. I'm gonna. Right now, it sounds like a good idea for me, but probably by the time I get there, I'm gonna be nervous to do that.
Dude, write a little note and just walk in and hand it to him. Like, hi, I'm Dan. I am Dan. I am very nervous. We have people that do that at restaurants here all the time. They pretend to be deaf and they sell like little trinkets. I don't know if you have that there.
No.
So they're like they're not homeless, but they're like they just go to restaurants, and when you're sitting down, they'll come and set a piece of paper with like a trinket. And the note says, like, I am deaf. I make jewelry for money. If you would like to purchase this, please leave $3 on the table and you can have it. And I'm like, I'm always, because I'm that kind of person. I'm like, excuse me. Like when their back's turned to me to see if they'll turn around. I'm like, gotcha. You're not deaf.
All right. So you said that you sell shoes and jeans because of the analytics. And that's the other thing I noticed about your channel, or even when you, even just the other day, when I was talking about the jean shorts and you told me get the envelope and send them in the envelope. And I have the envelope because I used to ship my jeans in these. And then after a while, I started using the padded flat rate because it just was more convenient. Sometimes you had to like stuff it in there and it was just easier to throw it in the padded flat rate. But I didn't think about that until I'm like, duh, I have them sitting right. Like, I felt so stupid when you told me that. But you've been doing that for a while. And I was just watching a video for helping me, like giving me advice. And I was just watching one of your recent videos, and you were talking about like you had analytics up about using your hammock service. And we can talk about listing here in a second. But it was your click-through rate. And I've noticed that you do that a lot. You seem to like, you always know your numbers too. Like when you're talking about, this is how much profit I made in this video or in this haul or whatever. So I mean that's awesome. I think I'm assuming it's because you do your pest control business and you've been doing that for a long time. That's how you've transitioned over there. And that's one thing that I don't do a lot. I try to do the best I can. I write stuff down in a notebook. I've been switching over to a spreadsheet, but I don't know. I'm not always the best on knowing my numbers, and that's something I need to work on. But you got it all together. But
Stacy hates it because I'm very I'm a big fan of Dave Ramsey. If anybody knows who that is, like as far as like financial, like I don't like debt, and obviously we took on debt when we started our pest control company, and my goal has been to get debt free before we sell it, which we're very close. I got my credit cards paid off. We unfortunately, our main vehicle, the transmission went out, so we had to get a new one. So now my goal is, instead of looking at it as, X amount of dollars a month for the new car payment, we need to sell 850 extra pair of shoes, and that'll pay off the car. That's,
man, you take it one step deeper.
Yeah, again, Stacy hates it because if we're at, like, we want to go out to a restaurant and let's say we're going to spend $50, in my brain, I'm like, okay, well, before we go to the restaurant, let's stop at a Goodwill so I can find $50 worth of profit to cover the meal. And she's like, can't we ever just enjoy things without you breaking it down to how much we need to sell to make back the money? It's just the way my brain works. I hate it at times too.
I'm gonna say hi to the 5 resellers. Do you watch them? They're from Houston.
Oh yeah, they're from Houston. They're all about quilts, man. They're doing like all the good stuff that I know nothing about.
Yeah, they do. I've been watching them for some clothing. Because I've been on the same kind of. Well, I like to do jeans and shoes, but you know what? I'm still learning shoes, and I don't go enough. I don't know what it is. I don't find shoes like crazy. Like I've been in a, I guess, like a waterfall of shoes lately, but before that I felt like I was struggling to find shoes all the time. And I was, so then I kind of moved into jeans, but I've been trying to do, do you do a lot of clothes?
We like vintage stuff, or if I know it sells, like if I've sold it before, we'll get it. But for the most part, no. Like, so if we're having a bad shoe thrifting day, we'll just switch to jeans. It's like, okay, cool. Switch into jeans. We can't find any shoes. So we always have that backup. And then, yeah, so if you see Ben's footage where Stacy, like we have a video that I'm still editing right now. I was doing a full day of pest control. And so for the first time in 20 years, we don't have kids at home because they're at daycare. So Stacy's like free during the day. So she went to the bins by herself. And I was like, please just film. I know it's going to be, you're going to be nervous, but just film and I will make a video. I just sold a pair of New Balance for $99. Boom.
Nice.
So she filmed a bunch of stuff, and she has like 3 carts in the video. I don't want to give it away, but she's like, and she says, Chris is going to kill me because none of it was shoes.
Oh, it's awesome.
Like,
what's up? What's up, Luis?
She got this thing.
Oh, creepy clown.
Yeah, but it sells for like $65.
Really?
Yeah, it's vintage.
What kind of clown is it?
A Gymboree vintage, like, I don't know. I just scare the kids with it.
I don't know why I asked, because it wouldn't be like, oh, it's
the brand's Gymboree, but yeah, it's got like a 55 to 65 resale value, and I will fold this thing up and shove it into a very small box.
Yeah, that's awesome. Dang, that's cool. So I've been just kind of looking for, when I first started, I was looking for more kind of collectible stuff and I went from trying to find collectible stuff to whatever will make me $1, and then now I've moved to what people need, and shoes and jeans are what they need, and that's what I've been trying to focus on. But I'll do clothing. I mean, I don't know. Like I went to a thrift store a few weeks ago, and it was about a half-hour drive, and it was half off that day. Literally I could not find anything. So I'm like, I gotta hunker down. I'm gonna go through these clothes, and I found some just regular old stuff here. But I ended up finding a brand new tag Notre Dame Under Armour polo shirt, and it was like a 3XL, and I got it for $2.50, and just flipped it for $50. So I was all bummed when I left that day, and then when I went to go list this thing, I'm like, oh my god, $50! So that made it. So I've done some clothing.
When I think when everybody gets into reselling, they just sell anything they can make money on. Yeah. And we did the same thing. And what I noticed was that we had a bunch of stuff, which I don't like clutter, and I wasn't into it. Like if I had 15 pots that we sourced that I knew would sell because they were Revere or any of those brands, I didn't want to clean them. I don't want to clean pots. I'd rather clean shoes. I don't know why I enjoy cleaning shoes, but like I enjoy it. So we started niching down onto what we enjoy selling, and then what has the market cap for, it's something that people need. Now, clothes is going to be a huge market, and plus size clothes sell awesome. Like one of the favorite things we like doing is finding larger size jeans and 2X and up t-shirts.
Yeah. That's a lot of what I do because I'm a bigger guy too. So I know when I go buy clothes, I know how much, clothes suck to buy.
Exactly. Yeah. Same thing, man. Like when I was at my biggest, before I realized I needed to change some things, I would just buy everything online. I'm like, I'm not going to the store. I'm not trying anything on. And so I have that mentality like, hey, if I was like that, I know other people are. So if I find bigger size stuff, I know someone's going to buy it because they're going to be doing what I do too.
Jingle Meow says, why won't anyone do books for real? Do you do books? Do you ever sell books?
So when we were on Amazon, we did books. We ordered a couple Gaylords and had them delivered to the garage. And for us, it was a lot of work, a crap load of dust that you're inhaling. And for the most part, like the profit wasn't there. And then we had to get rid of all of these duds.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I see people at the bins with their little finger scanner, just deet, 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 and nobody really messes with books at the bins. And then when you go to the thrift stores, you'll see them ding, deet, deet, deet. It's just, I'm not personally into books. I mean, I don't know if you could tell, but I am not a very fancy, cultured reader. So unless it's a picture book, I'm probably not going to read it.
I don't mind. I used to look at books because when I got into reselling, I was wanting to do Amazon. So, I watched the videos and they're like, oh, books. I walk by the books every time, and I just kind of look for something that's going to pop out to me. But just when I'm in there, because this is one thing that I noticed that you do. So when you're doing jeans and shoes, and then you just talked about how, if you're not having a good day, shoes, you just go straight to jeans. And you'll be in and out of a thrift store in 5-10 minutes, because you're just going to look at the shoes, and you're not like spending, because you're going to hit whatever, 10 thrift stores or whatever in the day just to get the shoes. Because most of the time the shoes are going to be probably, they're going to be, you said funner to clean. they're gonna probably sell faster than some books that you're gonna find. I guess like if unless you're spending the time to learn about books. I scan through and I'm looking for Harry Potter. Like some old Goosebumps. That's what I'm scanning for. If I don't see that stuff, I just move on to something else. I'm probably missing a bunch of that stuff. But they said I don't really know enough about books to. I guess I don't. I'm trying to find other stuff. So I'm really bad on books too.
Yeah. So another reason we got out of like books and small electronics and other things like that is because I realized like if your store or if your platform, whatever platform you're selling on, if you don't have like a clear like profit in your mind, like you're going to be selling small things for like $3 profit, $4 profit. So we kind of buckled down and like, look, we want to average at the minimum $15 profit on every single thing that we sell. So books aren't going to get you there.
Yeah.
Shoes, you can get $15 profit out of almost any pair of name brand shoes that you get without even looking up the style ID or anything like that. If it's Nike, clean them, put them on Facebook Marketplace for $20. They'll sell within 24 hours. I've already proven that multiple times on Instagram Reels. I don't even do any research. I literally just buy them because they say Nike on them. I clean them. I put them $20 on Facebook and they sell. Huh. So our minimum profit that we want to get per everything, including jeans, is no less than $15. So that helps us reach our goal because I think everybody wants that 6-figure a year, which I think it's like what, $175 a day or $200 a day, which obviously if you're not going to sell 200 a day, but if you have like a $1,000 weekend and then $100 a day, it averages out. It's like $1,925 a week is what you want gross to hit 100K in a year. So we just chop that down and it comes out to, it's easier to sell, 5 to 7 pairs of shoes a day that make you $15 profit than it is to sell like a small electronic for $10 and a book for $3. And then it takes up too much space. Like all of this behind you, even that little nerd thing, I bought that because it was hand numbered and I hate it that it's in my house, but it sells for like $100.
Really?
Yeah. It's hand numbered out of 1,000 and it has the certificate of authenticity on the back of it. It's from like 1977. It's a Burger King. Some artist did it for Burger King when the movie came out, and he did 1,000 of them.
Wow, that's awesome.
I got it for $7. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Some nerd will buy that," and I grabbed it. No, no offense to nerds. I'm a Lord of the Rings nerd. I was never into space movies. I was always into the Lord of the Rings.
Last thing I want to talk about books. Chris, what's up, Chris? Thrift BCQ says the only books I source are Magna. Other than books, it doesn't really excite me enough. Yeah. I've never even found a Magna book, but I'll look for that. I'll look for those too if I ever find one. But yeah, definitely. I don't do enough with books, I guess. I like to walk through, but okay. So I wanted to talk. I kind of talked about. When I do these, I always like to talk about people about their listing habits. And you're like a numbers guy, and you've been talking about your numbers and stuff like that. So, like, what's typical? Like, how do you list? And like, do you list every day? Just what are your listing habits? However you want to take that question.
Okay, so listing habits within because we changed our listing habits within the last, probably 90 days, and even alone before we were using a virtual assistant to do our listing. Listing daily. One of the big things that I'm into is learning about algorithms. YouTube algorithm is too complicated. I still watch a lot of videos trying to learn it, but I also think that just like having a personality is going to get you where you need to be. But eBay has an algorithm and it's called like Carissa or something. It has a name. And eBay, if you go to like any eBay forum, you can read about what eBay wants when it comes to its experience for buyers. And it wants your main photo to have a white background. So we use a wooden background, kind of like what you do. But then what I do is I take the first photo and I just white background it. I use Photo Room, the app, it's free. And so the first photo is a white background and then all the other ones are the wooden background. If you have a white background, eBay will actually use your listing in Google for ad generation. If it's not a white background, they won't do it. So that gets you more eyes. And then if you list daily, they actually promote you more in the search engine. So instead of doing 25 items one day and then take 3 days off because you're sourcing and then list another 25, we just stagger it to where every day we're doing at least 10 listings.
So you just do the first photo, white background photo.
Yeah, just one photo, white background, just so we can become part of the algorithm. So where they'll promote the listing on Google Ads. And
you list, like, how much are you listing every day?
10 listings every day,
right?
Minimum.
You did that
for June. I'm actually in not a competition, but there's a few other resellers on Instagram that we did 10 a day in May, every day in May, and we tagged each other just because accountability. And so we bumped it to 15 for June. So it's either 15 or 100 a week. It all comes out to the same thing. But when our car broke down and I wasn't able to list that day, so I've had to make up it. But what we'll do is if I have a day where I know I'm going to be doing pest control a day and I'm probably going to get home late and I'm not going to be able to do the listing, the night before I'll do double the amount. I'll send it to the VA, and then in the morning, the first 15 will go through, and then I'll schedule the other 15 to go through the next day.
I'm going to plug I just did photo room yesterday. I don't know how well it's going to come through because I'm selling the stand for a guitar rock band set. And
awesome.
it was off my wall. It looked crazy. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to use photo room and take the background out. And it looks so cool. I'm like, I should do that more often. So I think I'm going to steal that idea from you. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier than having like this crazy setup that I always see people have. Like they're trying to get like the foam board, or people buy it's not sticky, but like I think Daily Refinement uses it. He has a board like this, and when you put the clothes on it, it like tacks in place. But honestly, if we find a pair of like jeans that are really clean, I can throw them on the ground in the parking lot and take photos, use photo room to white out the background, and I can list them from the bins. Like I've done that with shoes we'll find shoes with new tags on them that are clean. We'll just literally set them up in the corner, take photos, and list right there.
I'm going to steal it. I like that idea. And then I need to, I'll just, because I want to talk to you, about you, but I do, I list $200 a day of revenue, like list $200.
Nice.
I don't do that. And I just bumped that up because I have to try over the last, since I started YouTube and reselling, I've tried to mesh them both together. So I don't want to take away from the other, but I need $62 a day in profit to list. So I was like, the longest time I was just, kind of $120. So like double what I needed to survive. And then I was like, kind of like, I really need it. If I'm going to do this for real, I really need to bump it up. So, but I like that. I'm going to steal the photo room.
As long as you have a daily goal, whether it be money or listing wise, it keeps you focused. Cause I see a lot of people that just like, they're reselling, but they don't have like a structured, like, this is what I want to achieve, or this is where I need to be. It keeps you focused if like the reason that we're able to be in and out of so many Goodwill stores if we're having a bad day at the bins is because we have blinders on. We're literally shoes, jeans, out. And if there's nothing, we don't look anywhere else. I just don't want to waste time with something that I'm sure there's profit everywhere. I always tell people that when I see people comment on other YouTube videos, and then it's like, stop giving away free tips. You're ruining reselling for all of us. And I'm like, there could be 100 resellers in the same Goodwill and we would all find profit because we're not all after the same thing.
Right. I'm going to say hi to Chuck. He says, great guest tonight, Dan. Yes. Thanks for coming over, Chuck.
Thank you.
Gino, what's up? He came here to escape the beardos. Do you know Chuck? Do you know Bitter Chuck?
No.
Oh, okay. He's got a good channel. He has he does a show every Thursday with Nady Pie Trinkets and Doodads, and they're called the Beardos. And my buddy nice. Joe the Philly Picker was on there. So hey, Chuck, he's got a beard, man.
I know. I keep telling Drew and them that I need to be like the fourth person on the thrift podcast.
Okay. Chuck just subscribed to you.
Awesome.
I saw some other people in here that I wanted. Oh, God, this is another Houston guy. Do you know Keith from K&D Flips?
I follow. Yes.
Yes.
If you got Texas in your icon, you're definitely you're.
he sent Keith, if you're still here, that he sent me some Del Primo habanero sauce. Like
I saw that in some. Was it ghost pepper too?
No, it's a green and a red sauce, both habanero, but they are amazing. I keep making tacos because I keep on wanting to put this sauce on this stuff. Keith, I'm gonna probably bug you to send me some more.
Nice.
It's the best. My brother's like obsessed with it too. Oh, and then let me say hi to Larry. What's up, Larry? How you doing?
I love hot sauce and picante and salsa. We actually have like a store here. It's a liquor store downtown, but it has an entire room that it's full of probably like 1,000 different hot sauces and salsas. And
really,
yeah, they have some that are like in actually like glass boxes with a lock on them. Like you have to get somebody to come open it because they're so hot.
I was scared. He sent me. I've never tried habanero, and they're at Hib. It's good stuff, but I was so scared. I never tried habanero. So my brother tried it first, but it's
so you're habanero. So now you need to go up to scorpion pepper. No, don't go straight from habanero to ghost because it's gonna hurt.
Wait, scorpion's not as hot as ghost.
It's above habanero, but it's not near ghost yet. And so you reach a tipping point where it's too hot to enjoy. So then you just scale back to a good flavor, which usually habanero falls right into where it's a good flavor, but it's still got the heat. I'm a nerd about salsa too.
That's awesome. See, I talked to you about your curb shopping, dumpster diving. I want to talk a little bit about YouTube. So what got you into YouTube? Like, how did you start your YouTube channel?
My YouTube channel started with me just honestly just wanting to document the insanity of everything that we do and have going on in life. I wanted to show people that you can make money doing stuff like this. Before COVID, obviously COVID changed the game for a lot of people, but before that, like growing up, I hate saying poor, but because then I feel like I'm talking bad about my folks, but growing up not where anybody's society would want to be or anything like that. And then just like, I have friends that are broke all the time and poor. And it's just like, there's ways that it's 2021. Like I saw something yesterday that said, if you have a phone, there's no reason you shouldn't be making money off of it. Yeah. Because it's so easy now to make it, whether you're like DoorDash or Uber Eats or you're driving or you have a Candy Crush on your phone. I mean, there's so many different ways to make money nowadays.
Well, you can make money on Candy Crush?
Yeah, or like Domino's. I always see these ads pop up. It's all like Cedric the Entertainer. He's like, "Yo, dog, if you're not playing gold dominoes, then you're missing out on $100 million." And I'm just like, "What? You're advertising a game?" So reselling is like something that's tangible that literally anybody can do. You don't even have to go to a thrift store. Like you can literally, if you live in America, you have too much crap. I guarantee you definitely have too much crap. And you could find at least 5 things in your home that you could sell for probably $50 right now on Facebook. So I wanted to show people like you can literally make money doing something that I don't want to say it's easy because then I don't want people to have the false impression that reselling is easy because it does take work if you want to do it like full time. Yeah. But when my kids grow out of their shoes, I clean them and sell them. Like you can make money selling anything. Like we have me personally, because I don't like clutter. If I haven't worn it or used it in 6 months, it's gone. I don't need it. So our YouTube channel came from just wanting to show people that there is a way to not be poor. Like even if it's just I have a $500 credit card that I need to pay off. Like, hey, this is what you can do if you have a regular 9-to-5 job and that covers your bills and you're not making any headway on your credit card debt. Do this 2 hours a day and you'll be able to pay that credit card off. So it all came into like finance, Dave Ramsey, snowball. And I think that reselling, you can actually snowball it. You make your first $20, you turn that 20 into 40, that 40 into 80, that 80 into 160. And it's like the snowball effect of becoming a reseller.
Yeah, that's okay. I like that. And so what are your so when did you start when did you start your channel?
2017, and I think the first like 20 videos are unmonetizable because I personally am just I have a potty mouth, which I've very much cleaned up. So I would already be at 4,000 watch hours if any of the first 20 videos were countable, but they're not. So
Oh. Oh, okay. So yeah, you're about 300 hours short right now.
yeah, so we're right at 300 hours short for being monetized. And I mean, obviously when you first get monetized, I imagine it's pennies anyway, so it's not really like something, it's not something that's like a huge goal. Obviously if you're doing YouTube videos you want it, but
Right.
you know, like I told you backstage before we started, like part of my problem with YouTube, other than not liking filming in person, is it doesn't pay me enough to put enough time into it. And I know that doesn't make sense because usually if you want to get better at something, you have to put more time into it. But reselling and running the pest control business is what brings in the money. So that's what I concentrate on.
Jingle Meow wants to know where's my beer? I'm listening. You're the best. Yeah. So what are your what's your goal? Your goal is to hit your hours. So if you just came in late, let me just remind. I've had this up the whole time. I got Chris's channel in the description. He's got his videos are great. If you're here because you want to watch my videos, because you like watching my videos, you're gonna like Chris's videos. And I really like them. They're good. It's good stuff. I really enjoy it.
I appreciate it, man. I try to just have fun with it. Like I'm a goofy person. I've never had the desire to be like a normal, like old person. Like just, I don't know. I've never had that mindset. I've always wanted to like stay young forever. You know, I goof around with the kids and you know, I'm dumpster dad, you know, so I don't take life too seriously, and I just have fun, and that's what I think comes through in the videos. Also, I'm fully transparent, and I don't fake anything. So if you saw the video where I tried to run a mile faster than our VA could list 20 items, I really ran that mile, and I really threw up, and I didn't, you know, everybody was like, dude, why didn't you just do like 20-second clips of you running and then just mail it in? Like people would think that you ran it. And I'm like, well, no, because then it wouldn't be genuine, and that's not how I am. So like I really ran that mile, and it really sucked.
That's crazy. Oh, say happy birthday to Jingle Meow. She just turned 46 yesterday. Happy birthday. Crazy. So other than obviously getting monetized on YouTube, like what are your plans with your YouTube channel? Do you use it as part of your business? Like even though you're not getting monetized, right? If you're not making money off of it right now, is it part of your business, or is it just like is it documenting what you're doing?
So
as a hobby, I guess.
Right now it's kind of it's just something that I enjoy doing. And if I film, great. If I don't film, then I don't feel like, oh God, I should have filmed. Like I just started getting into doing like a live every week on Thursdays. And
wait, you do them on Thursdays?
Yeah, Thursdays at noon. So I didn't have one today specifically because I wanted to be on your show and because I was doing pest control all day. But I like giving out content, showing people like the analytics, and I do I feel like I'm too old for TikTok, so I do reels on Instagram, which I also feel like I'm too old for Instagram. And I just give out tips. Like I really like learning about how eBay works, because hate it or love it, which is if you're a reseller on eBay, you hate it most of the time and you love it when it's good. But eBay is the second largest platform. It's like the third largest search engine in the world. So I want to learn everything about it because that's where I sell. So learning about the algorithm and what eBay actually tells you. Like I know for YouTube example, people talk about tags in YouTube. And then if you actually read or go watch videos on YouTube talking about YouTube, they tell you tags aren't important. So I wanted to learn what eBay's telling sellers and what's not important. So white background is important for your main photo. listing every day is important for your main photo. Promoting your listings is important to get bumped up in the search. Like if you're selling a pair of Nike free runs, there's 26,000 other people selling Nike free runs. What are you going to do to make sure your pair is on the first page and not the 9th page? So stuff like that, it tickles my brain.
So what do you promote at? Do you have a base price, or you promoting at trending, or?
I do 1% across the board, except on things like high-end sneakers like Dunks or like we just did our first buyout. We bought out another eBay reseller who's getting out of the game. We bought 70 pairs of brand new shoes from him.
Wow.
So all of this row behind me is all brand new with tags.
Nice.
And so that was incredibly easy to list. And those are actually promoted at like 1.3 because they're brand new, and I want them to be a little higher in the search. But anywhere between 1 and 1.5, we've had 200 to 230% increase in our sales by just doing that small amount.
Wow. I have to run back to the mile run. Stacy says your stroller rolled into the lake during that video.
Yeah, there was a lot that was not filmed on that video because I was not happy. So luckily the baby wasn't in the stroller. But yes, the stroller rolled down the bank and went in. It did like a flip into the lake, and our keys were in the like cup holder, and so they went flying into the lake.
Oh my God.
So it's a push start vehicle. So then I had to call a locksmith to come get us a new key, which was like $400. And then I just run a mile and thrown up for a video that I make no money on. I was not a happy person. that blooper reel would not have been good.
What's up, Cameron? How you doing? Thanks for coming by.
Stacy, I'll say this, man. Stacy is a trooper for putting up with all that comes with the package of me, man. Because I'm a weird guy. I have no filter. Like if I see something that doesn't look right, it just comes out, and then like when the people look at me, I'm like, oh, I should have kept quiet on that. Like I had a random, I can give you an example. So I was at a stoplight today, and obviously there's homeless people everywhere, but Houston has so many people that there's a lot of homeless people. And this guy had a sign, and it was just like, I bet you can't hit me with a quarter. And I was like, oh, that's pretty funny. So I just like pointed and I laughed at it. And then he was like mad. He made this face like he was upset that I didn't give him money. And I'm like, only homeless people could make a face of being upset that you're not giving them something, but then they get mad if I give them a face that I'm upset that they're asking.
The no filter thing, I kind of knew you had that, but I remember you mentioned it in I think one of Joey Bada Bing's lives, where you took the shape up at the bins and you threw it across the room. Like you threw it. You got in trouble for that, right?
Yeah, they were not happy. And see, what it was is I was filming. I literally saw the shape up, and my brain went Joey Bada Bing, and I just grabbed it and I threw it. And then I was like, what if that hits somebody?
That's when I saw that, because I love if I should have put your, oh man, I feel bad now. I should have put your Instagram in there, because your Instagram's hilarious. Also, did you you do so good on Instagram? Also, I don't know how you keep up. I'm horrible at Instagram, and you get the reels going, your stories are going. But I saw that, I'm like, there's no way he's not getting yelled at for doing that. Oh, no way.
If a manager or a person isn't yelling at me, usually it's Stacy. I mean, I could go into a horrible story where we had just picked the kids up for daycare, and this person was like road raging with us. And this is like a mile from our house. We live in a neighborhood that has its own police, which is, I don't even want to get on that subject, but anyway, they're only in our neighborhood.
Oh,
so,
wow.
This guy was like road raging with us for some reason, and it got me hot. So like I was in this lane, I needed to turn left. So I just sped up, cut in front of him, and turned into the street. Obviously, cop pulled me over for our neighborhood. And before he even got to the window, I was already talking bad to him for no reason, because I was just mad about that guy. And I have a carry conceal. I have my license. So when I handed him my license, I also handed him my other license just to let them know. And he said, like, do you have any felonies? Well, that set me off because you can't have that license if you have felonies. They won't issue it to you. So my initial response without even thinking was, are you a dumbass? And he's like, excuse me. And I said, you know that I can't have that license if I have a felony. So are you just profiling me because I have tattoos? Because I have my kids in the. And Stacy's like, oh my God, please be quiet. You're going to go to jail. And I was like, this redneck's not taking me to jail.
Oh my God. I have so you're a big time shoe salesman, and you're throwing shape ups. Do you buy shape ups, or do you not?
No. So I'll buy shape ups. Like I'll sell any shoe. But I also do a crazy twist and bend test on every pair of shoes. Like I don't want any like midsole separation. And so like if a shape up's going to crumble, it's going to crumble in the store. And then I'm just going to look around and put it back on the shelf and walk away.
I got to show you something. I just picked these up yesterday.
See? So I don't see any gray, like, can you squeeze the gray section?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, those look good, but Joey's going to tell you that they're not. But so like what you're doing right there.
I don't find them very often. This maybe be the second time I found them, and they look so good. I'm like, I'm not leaving these. I can't do it.
No, so because that's an easy like $40 to $60.
Yeah.
As long as you do the bend test, you're good to go, man.
All right, good. Then because these are, I haven't even cleaned these yet. They're almost like ready to go.
No, and so honestly, the black and white ones are the solid black ones are the most selling, but the black and white ones that model sells a lot. I think it's like I don't know. I used to know them all by heart. It's like the 108G or something like that.
Oh, I don't know that much. I know I had the only other pair I've ever found was like a white pair, and they took forever to sell because they were. And then I like talked about them. I think I sold for like $12 or $13, and then someone like commented like, "No one wants white shape ups anymore." I'm like, all right.
Man, the main thing that I think is hilarious about your channel and what you do is like you sell board games.
Oh yeah, I love board games.
I've literally never even picked one up.
Really? And
then you sell the life game with the little thing like consistently.
The twist and turn.
Yeah, consistently. That's why I'm just like, Art Vandelay is the board game guru. Like, I don't even look at them. Like, you know about Scrabble and Life, and I'll see those games in the dumpster, and I'll be like, nope.
So I'm going to tell, because I was big on Battleship last year, and then that kind of fell off. I haven't really find it too much. But if you at least walk by, if you have to go to the shoes or jeans, you have to walk by the board games. Literally just look for Twist and Turn Life. And that's an easy, like, $30.
Yeah.
It's so easy to count that game. Like, that's the best game. I mean, it's amazing. I love when I find that game. I go crazy. But
yeah, I watch your videos and it's constant. Like, that's the one where I know, like, if I ever see this, the sell-through rate has got to be close to 100% because I don't think you've had a what sold video where you didn't sell one or at least a piece of it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite games. It's like the best, and they usually sell in a couple days too.
And then also whenever you say what is it? It's not your catchphrase, but to me, I always make a note. I'm like, he's gonna say it. You're like, I don't know how I feel about that sale, but I don't know. I love that.
I do that almost every sale too. I cut them out.
I love it because I'm just like, this dude just made a good sale and he still doesn't even know how he feels about it. That's so hilarious to me.
Because I get so excited about all. I mean, I love any of my. I love my sale. Like, I mean, I have so much fun. I love doing this. It's so much fun. But it's crazy because I used to think I was so smart at doing this and just starting my YouTube channel and like recording what I'm actually selling and doing. I realized I don't really know a lot, but just over the last year and a half, I mean, just crazy how much I've learned and how much better I am getting at it. Like, I got a long ways to go. Like, I mean, it's not, I mean, to try to do this full time, I mean, I would love to be at that $15 range, but a lot of times I get stuck on like, I don't know, I don't want to leave this because I think I can make some money, or I like to sit and fart through a board game and I'll
yeah.
Like, you talk about listing every day. If I don't feel like listing in a day, I'll sit and part out a couple board games, and then it gets me some some active listings that I'll do for the day. Like I just sold some Pokemon Monopoly money. Like, I mean, they sold for like $5, but once I sell, like, it was a day that I just didn't feel like I just want to take the day off. But I listed some board game stuff, and through that day, I pieced out part of that board game, and when I sell all those pieces for that game, I'll make $20 some, and I did a few games. I mean, I made close to over $100 just on board games for a few board games just to make sure I did some work that day. But
yeah, and I mean, honestly, you just nailed it when you said, you have fun, and that honestly, that's all it to me. That's all I try to look at life is like when my head hits the pillow at the end of the day, did I have fun? That's it.
Yeah.
I've never been like a dollar amount chaser, or I want to have this, I want to be like this percentage of wealth, or I want to have this stuff. Like for me, it's like, I know when I leave this earth, I'm going to have scars and a hell of a story to leave behind. And that's all I want. So, I want in 40 years, if I'm gone, I want my kids to be able to go on YouTube, because I'm sure it'll still be there, and be like, hey, look, that's my goofy old trash digging dad. And maybe they'll pick up on reselling then, and who knows, they'll all be on hoverboards and crazy sneakers. But awesome. I don't know, at the end of the day, man, I just want to have fun with life, and this lifestyle, this community is a way to do that. Because if I want to have, like, if the kids are at daycare tomorrow and Stacy and I want to go have like a day where we don't do anything but just like do stuff that the kids probably want to do that we won't tell them, like we went ziplining last week, I just schedule the listings to go tomorrow, and that way the work's going to happen anyway. So like the VA does the listing, and we're out playing, and I just set it and forget it, because at the end, you can always jump back into reselling.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Like Dana Invest, I think he was in here. He just went to Hawaii for a week. He put his store, he changed his handling time, and he got back this morning and he posted a picture of his eBay store. He had 42 items to ship for like $2,200. He said that he completely paid for his trip.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so what other job or what other thing can you do where you can literally like come back and already be back in the green?
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. That's a good sport. We just hit a little over an hour, so that's a good spot to just. And Chris, I really appreciate you coming on. We got to do this again. I had fun talking to you. I probably got some more stuff I would like to ask you.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Like I said, I've been more excited to be on your show, because anytime I get the notification bell, if I'm killing bugs in somebody's house, I'm like, I'm going to go sit in the bathroom for a second. Like,
I appreciate it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I enjoy your channel a lot. And your videos and your awkward authenticity. That's what I like to call it. Like
that's very well putting it that way. And what if you're anyone here? Once again, Chris's links in the bottom of the description, and I really appreciate everyone hanging out. Appreciate Chris coming on. Go check him out, and everyone have a great day. Oh, I'm going to send you guys over to Yaakov if you're still looking for a live. Go check out Yaakov Ben's channel. Tell him I said hi. And I'll see you guys all later. And I'm going to go over here and hit the awkward end broadcast.